I mean, it's unfortunate, and like you said, it's kind of been something that, I mean, there's been 3 guys now that this happened to, so it's tough to kind of see those guys. Obviously, it's a tough situation, especially for, Nana coming in. He's been working his whole life to get to this point and to kind of have it come down. And, really same with all those guys. This has been their dream, and it's tough to kind of go with that news. So we're just supporting them, wishing them the best. Good thing is we're going to be able to keep them around the program, and they're going to be around us every single day and still be a part of what we're going to do this season. And that's kind of the bright light. And those guys are our brothers, and they're going to be with us this entire time. They just unfortunately won't be on the field with us, but we still love them like they were on the field with us the entire time. So it's unfortunate, but that's the biggest thing. That's the message that Coach Franklin has preached since the day they got here, and that's kind of the message we got on our team right now.
What kind of dynamic do players like that bring to the team, bring to the locker room when they've been there with you and then they call it quits, but they're still around, like you said?
They can bring a little bit of a different dynamic because they can sometimes see things that maybe the coaches are seeing that they didn't see as players, and I think that's something that as a player a lot of times you're going through things are happening really fast, and coaches are coaching you up and you might not see it the same way. And I think having someone who's done it both ways, like for instance a guy like Buck who's been started the last couple of years, a significant player for us, and he's getting a little bit of different perspective right now, but he's a guy that a lot of guys on our team respect because of what he did do for us on the field, and he can offer up some of the perspective that he can maybe now see a little bit more from the coaching perspective. And I think that's something that they all bring a tremendous value from that aspect, being able to just be an extra set of eyes and ears and another brain on the sideline that can see things and try and help us out in different ways.
When Jawan got here, I guess it was your second year, can you compare and contrast maybe where he was to Justin Shorter? Because they were very similar sized guys, obviously a lot of talent there too.
Yeah, I think they're pretty similar. I mean, Justin's maybe a little bit more filled out. I think he's closer to the 220 range than probably Jawan was when he first got here. Jawan was a little bit lankier, but they both got the same. They're both big, fast, create size problems for our defensive backs, and they both run really good routes, and both came in with an extremely good mentality for a freshman coming in here. So there's definitely a lot of parallels to be made there.
Trace, you and Carl both have been here for 5 years. Can you talk about his development as you've seen it from across the line?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a tremendous job. First off, just dealing with all the adjustments he's had to make, going from safety to linebacker, back to safety, back to linebacker, doing different linebacker positions. So he's really done anything he can for the team, and he's became a leader in what he's done, and the rest of the linebackers and defensive players see that out of him. And, he just continues to work every single day and get better at what he does. This summer he took a big step, wanted to do a bunch of stuff in the film room, become a leader on the defense, and did a good job getting our young guys like Jesse, Micah, young linebackers in the film room with him, trying to get them into that mold of kind of, hey, this is what the linebackers have done over the years, so that tradition of LBU can continue to be passed on.
Is he a little under the radar? Everyone's talking about all the other linebackers.
Yeah, I think he is a little bit on the radar, and he's like that because he's always there doing his job, and he might not be the big, flashy guy everyone's talking about, but he's always doing his job, and he's doing it well. And that's someone that it ends up flying on the radar, but someone who's extremely valuable to our team.
How would you describe your progression, Trace, over the years as a player? When you go back and look at yourself on film, I don't know how much you go back, years into the past to look at yourself. I probably imagine you don't, but how would you describe where you were at from day one here? I
mean, the biggest difference would just be the confidence and trusting what I see. When I got here, I had no idea what I was looking at, and just being able to try and read defenses was a big step coming from high school to college. And I think the biggest thing now for me is I trust what I see, and I know what I'm seeing, and I'm able to react as opposed to thinking through things.
How did you know you didn't know how to do it, if that makes sense?
I think it's funny, you don't know until you know you don't know. I mean, I didn't know what I didn't know, I guess. I don't feel like I'm saying that all the time, becoming redundant, but until you experience it, you don't really know what you don't know. So I think that was something that I had to get here and experience for the first time, and then, learn over experience.
I think the Big Ten bus tour gave the nation its first glimpse at your mustache, really, truly. You get some feedback from some former teammates, some friends out there?
Not really. My girlfriend's not too fond of it. She keeps asking me when I'm going to get rid of it, but yeah, I mean, it's just kind of become a camp thing, and it'll be gone before the end of the weekend, just kind of as we get through camp here.
Trace, when you look across at the defense, specifically Micah, what do you see in how he progressed from the start of camp to pick up the defensive side and maybe present any problems on the offense?
you know, what he does really good is he plays extremely fast. He plays with a really good motor. And, you know, as a young guy, he's sometimes a little bit out of position as he's learning the defense and learning the scheme. But what always kind of tends to make up for it is that he's playing with an extremely high motor, and he's getting around blocks, chasing down the ball. And it's kind of one of those things that, hey, if he makes a tackle, he can only be coached and, you know, hey, you're supposed to be in this gap, that as opposed to that gap, whatever it is. But, I mean, the dude's around the ball all the time, and that's something that's a testament to his motor and his athleticism, that he's physically, he's a strong kid for coming in at 18, 19 years old, whatever he is, and being able to run through blocks, around blocks, and be able to chase down ball carries. It's pretty cool to be able to sit up and watch him, you know, really on the film, just his athleticism jumps out on you at you.
How close are you? There's a lot of 5-year guys. How close are you guys as a unit, having been through? I mean, you hang with Monty and Koa. Is it a special bond to people that have been here from the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, me, Koa, Monty, Mark, and Nick, and we're all roommates right now. So, I mean, I think we definitely have a special bond. And guys like DeAndre and Chaz, and, you know, the guys that we kind of went through all the things with, and, you know, the guys who were here for the 7 and 6 seasons, the times where it was really tough, and some of the, you know, things we had to fight through at the beginning when Coach Franklin was first here. That, you know, a lot of these guys, they weren't here for that. They kind of came in with what was already established, and, you know, being a part of the group of guys that had to go through some tough times to be able to bring it up, and I think we definitely did develop a close bond, and that's something that we want to make sure we're instilling that standard that was set here, so, you know, we can continue to build on what we've been doing the last couple of years as opposed to taking that step back. And I think we've done a really good job on both sides of the ball with, you know, the leaders and guys that we have a good balance of guys on offense and defense who were here for that and know what it took to get from point A to where we're at now. And I think it's awesome to, you know, the bond that we have and how we're trying to continue to pass that along.